teams heading into the 2022 season. And when you hear those bells ring, you know it's only one thing. It's time for football. Let's get to our top 10. Woo! We'll start with my list because I'll have the best lists all week long, so we'll start with the best. Let's put it up on the screen, shall we? At number 10, TJ's Dallas Cowboys. TJ and I become very good friends in this last year or so, and I didn't want to deal with another year of him saying, well, you didn't put my Cowboys in the top 10. So Cowboys are firmly there at number 10. I like the addition of Russell Wilson in Denver. I think a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover for the Bengals. Not like when Carolina missed the playoffs outright. I still think they'll be good, but just not as good because the Baltimore Ravens will be much better. That team was decimated by injuries last year and was amongst the best teams in the AFC until that happened. I think a healthy Ravens team has them back in the top 10. Who knows who Aaron Rodgers is throwing the football to? The Chargers are the second best team in their own stadium. Can't go against TB12. The Chiefs, all they do is win, man. AFC
all they do is
game,
win.
Super Bowl, AFC title game. I think Mahomes and the boys run it back, and then the best two teams in the NFL, I think that's going to be our Super Bowl, Bills and Rams. With the Rams, of course, defending the Super Bowl here in Los Angeles, going to win it out in Vegas. That's my top 10.
Okay.
Go for it, YouTube.
All right, you know what, Ben? I'll go next here, TJ. You can finish strong.
Top
everyone
10.
seems to like your list the most this week.
That's understandable.
Hey, look, man. Mac Jones is my number 10 quarterback, so guess who my number 10 team is?
On brand.
New England Patriots. Guess what? They made the playoffs last year. I don't know if anyone forgot about that.
Yeah, I did forget about it.
Yeah, everyone forgot. I know Mike in the back loved it
Playoffs?
because it didn't go so well. But guess what? They made the playoffs last year. And guess what? They got better. So I got to put them number 10. I like Dallas number 9. They're going to win the NFC East despite what Rich thinks about the Philadelphia Eagles. I agree with you, Ben. A healthy Baltimore Ravens team is a top 10 team, and Lamar Jackson will be a top 5 MVP candidate. And then I just went with all the AFC West teams.
Wow.
I kind of put them all in there. I think they're all really good. 5, 6, 7. Take your pick. I think the Chiefs take a step back. I think the Raiders and Chargers are a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
Best division of football.
The team that made the Super Bowl, I like them number 4 because they're not as good as the teams ahead of them. Tampa still has Tom Brady.
Yep.
The Bills still have Josh Allen. And the Rams won the Super Bowl, so you got to put them number 1.
Thank you, Brockman. Some respect. It took all the way to Friday to get there, but we got there.
Okay.
Feel good about that. Feel good about that. Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Now
Let's see. TJ. What's up, TJ?
Before my list goes up, I just want to say this, right?
Please.
It's July 15th. We're making these lists.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything, people. These teams haven't been in training
We
camp.
know everything. Whoa. We are sitting up here with microphones that are on.
We know things, but essentially we don't know anything. And because it's July 15th, and I don't want no problems from you people. I got
no
a whole
problems.
football season. I got to listen to the mouth breathers yapping. I don't want no problems. I'm going to enjoy my summer. So at number 10, just to appease some of you out there, put the list up, Hoskins. I can't believe I did it.
Get your damn act together.
Oh, come on, TJ. Come on, TJ.
I hate to admit it, but like I'm going to be objective. Watching what the Eagles have done to this team, they've really improved, man. They had a really great draft. Adding A.J. Brown, I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about this team, and I'm just going to keep her out in the white. It's so funny because had I put the Cowboys in, I would have got booed. I'm in a no-win situation here, but that's okay because I can carry it. I'm here for the smoke. I want all the smoke.
Ooh, TJ.
Jack with you today.
Mostly, it's the hybrid. Next up, I guess I'm going to jump on with Rich. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I do like what the Raiders are doing, and I got a feeling that they're going to have a really good season this year. Got the Chargers at 8. The Ravens, I have at number 7. I think Lamar Jackson is going to show improve this year. I just, every year you just get a feeling about a player or a team. I've got a feeling about Lamar. Coming at number 6, people are going to say, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. They did. They had a great season. But also,
I don't think they're going to be
It's very hard to go back to the Super Bowl. So to have someone at number 6, I don't think it's a disrespect at all. They had a glaring weakness. It appears as though they've addressed it on the offensive line. They're a great team. It's just very hard to go back to the Super Bowl. Even at that, number 6 is good. Number 5, Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers. I keep saying this about him. The guy makes passes that I've literally never seen another quarterback
except in the playoffs.
Losing Adams is huge. I have a feeling, though, that they're going to be all right. The Chiefs at 4. I got the Rams at 3. Again, very hard to repeat. But the Rams are great, man. That's a great football team, and they plugged some holes. Buffalo Bills and the Bucks. They're rounding out my top 10. With number 1, I picked Tampa Bay. It's Tom Brady, right? And if you bet on Tom Brady more than you bet against him, I don't know percentage-wise. I'm not good with math. But I'm willing to bet that you made some good,
You're way up.
sound investments. So I'm going to go with the Bucks right now as of the 15th of July.
I'm just sitting here in shock that Brockman and I had the Cowboys on our list.
I know.
And TJ didn't have the Cowboys.
What up, TJ?
You went with the Eagles. You're trying to gain curry favor so people don't come at you.
Nah, because I don't care anymore. But like I said, I'm trying to enjoy my summer, man.
You said you were going to embrace the villain role.
Yeah, and guess what, Chris? Football hasn't started yet. When football starts, the boys will be in that top 10. But for now, enjoy your summer. I don't want no problems.
The summer is over, dog.
With your family, we can reconvene in September, and that's when the smoke.
Okay.
That's when the smoke will start. Okay.
Ooh, TJ.
Cowboys! Man, there are top 10 lists. Can we put all 3 up on the Peacock TV there? Can we put them up all 3?
Do we have that technology?
I don't know the technology.
We don't have
I didn't have the Packers on my list.
Yeah, the Packers was a...
Yeah, no Packers.
I think they still win the division, but are they going to come out of
the worst division in
football?
football?
Out of the NFC? I don't know. I mean, they lost a lot on offense. I know Aaron Rodgers is great. I just want to see him prove it.
There you go.
Obviously, you have the Patriots in there, and I think it's important to believe in your team. They need your support. They need your hope. They need your energy, your positive energy. But what is it about the Patriots and their roster this year, just from a nerdy X's and O's?
Jeremy,
excited.
Bam.
They still have Did I miss something? Did Belichick retire?
No. He's still on the team. Bill is still the coach.
Bill Belichick's still there. Cool.
He doesn't know what an audio drop is.
That's all you need. Done.
That's all I need. We're good.
Top 10 team. Bill Belichick's the coach. Okay, done. Thank you for that.
Gotcha, Jeremy.
Analysis. That's why Brockman gets the big bucks.
All righty. Let's flip the cameras here. Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as up there, Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally doesn't work. So let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods. And let's say my man Deontay, tomorrow is his 22nd birthday. So happy early birthday to you, Deontay. Everybody wish my man a happy birthday, please. And Reven S is our second super chatter tonight. Tonight we are going to be giving away Randy White. Randy White is going to be leaving here tonight, I think. Yeah, Randy White. So anybody who has done a super chat becomes a channel member. Over the course of I believe it's the last 3 weeks, you are already entered in the drawing. And right now we just added Reven S as well as Jeremy Barmlett. And I know I messed up the name, but forgive me. So let me say hello to the lovely ladies. What's up, Ava? Ava was the first lady in the house. What's up, Ava? And I know Roland's Review is up in here. Loyal Cowboy, I got you covered there too. You're also wondering why we signed a linebacker, okay? We signed Jefferson, okay? Because we don't have a lot of depth and a lot of experience at linebacker, so we definitely needed some help there. Roland, Ava, Lucky Gardenia. Lucky Gardenia, what's up? Cowboys Up North. Shout out to Cowboys Up North. Now 2 years in. You're so ready I'm so ready for the season. I am so ready for the season. It's not even funny. So, DMV, I'm curious about what you said. You saw we signed Jay Tuck as a linebacker. I'm taking it that was a joke. What's up, Vado? Gene Jones, my man Brian Green, the mailman who delivers. And then there's Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, Joe? How you doing tonight? Interesting thing. We need bar, but Catboy is cheap. You know, I pointed out, if you watched my morning video, or no, actually the video after my morning video, because it hit me that it's looking like Apple is going to get the Sunday ticket. The Sunday ticket is going to go from $1.5 billion a year to Apple looking like north of $3 billion. And you're like, okay, big deal. Well, it is kind of a big deal because the difference of that $1.5 billion just from that one deal will be an additional $22.5 million for each NFL team on the salary cap. And that's just one of the deals. That's not the ESPN, the Fox Sports 1, the CBS, or the Sunday Night Football. They're talking about expansion. There's going to be so much money on the salary cap that it's going to have your head just going like crazy. There's a reason why teams that were only worth about $2 billion that they said within a couple of years will all be worth about $8 or $9 billion each. We're talking about the ass teams will be worth $8 or $9 billion a piece. So I'm trying to understand why it is that Catboy Stephen Jones is acting like, all the money is going to go, okay. Yes, Bill Noggin. Yes, Bill. Apple and Amazon, also Disney, are all fighting it out, but it looks like the NFL is leaning towards Apple. So you will be streaming Sunday Prime. We better pay for the season without DirecTV services. Well, see, here's the thing. This is the last year of DirecTV. DirecTV, and I signed up last year. You got to get the 2-year commitment. So once the season's over, my 2-year commitment is done, and I will be leaving it. So next year, it will be on either Apple, Disney, or Amazon. But you'll be streaming it. One way or the other, you will be streaming it. So that's where we are with that situation. And I don't know. We hire the Cowboys. They're Kmart blue light special shoppers. That's all I can say on there. Catboy is saving it for his grandson's college. I don't know what is he going to buy the college for his grandson? Is that what he's saving it for? Because, I know college prices have gone up, but they ain't gone up that much. Now, interesting thing, I have to say happy anniversary to
Damn, Gina.
and Michael Anthony Fitness gig economy reactions on all social media platforms. Mike is not here tonight because he is celebrating their 1-year anniversary. Happy anniversary to you, Gina and Michael. Love both of you. Texas Eagle, what about your video about Chris Canty trashing out? When's my video, Chris Canty trashing the Cowboys? Texas Eagle, get in line. Get in line with people trashing the Cowboys. There's so many of them. It's hard. It's easier to find people who aren't trashing the Cowboys. Cowboys just don't get it. Thomas Garrett, when I put out the video about us signing Jefferson, I put in there, I said, I know Thomas Garrett's going to be like, why are you breaking this as breaking news? I like the idea that nobody's rating Cowboys up. In fact, Mark, I agree with you. Shout out to you on the Super Chat. Got you in the drawing as well. I'm with you on that one. I actually like being the underdog. Now, here's an interesting thing. Shout out to my man Omar on Twitter because he sent me an email. He sent me an email talking about the Eagles. Now, it seems to be there's a little bit of controversy. And I'm giving this Eagles news because we have so many Eagles trolls in here. Usually if you say Philadelphia, Philadelphia, Philadelphia 3 times, he's like Beetlejuice and his ass shows up. Usually the first comments that I get on the stream, before the stream is even live, are trolls that are actually scoping or trying to find information for the TMZ against Mark Holmes, or they're Eagle fans that have kind of come in. Although I will say that the Eagle fans have lately started kind of quieting down a little bit. I haven't seen the Jordan Davis one in here talking about coming from my meats. I have not seen quite as many of the cockroaches. Okay? I just haven't. Maybe as it's getting closer to the season, they're having doubts. So we all know that last week, J Hoove 89. Shout out to J Hoove.
Take the money out, all of it.
We can beat Tampa Bay. Can we? I think we actually can. And we'll get to that in a little bit. we all heard that Jalen Hurts in one of the practices, okay? We
sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
Yeah.
Not a game.
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
Practice.
Not a game.
Not a game. We're talking about practice. But we're talking about practice Jalen Hurts. And one of the Eagles media, they came out and they basically said in 10 plays he got, 4 interceptions and 3 sacks and 4 incompletions. Okay? Mark, we have the Dak hater roaches. Oh, that's okay. You know what the cure for that is? Winning. That's all you need is winning, and they disappear. It's like raid. It's like raid. Cowboys win a couple of games, you don't see anymore. It's like the lights come on for the cockroaches. Okay, so back to the Eagles. It turns out after that came out, they talked about it and stuff, the station that had it, the guy said, I stand behind what I said. We had A.J. Brown. There's Miss Hot Sauce. What's up, Lola? What's up, Logan? What's up? We had A.J. Brown come in and say, basically that was a lie. Y'all come up with a whole bunch of bull crap and this, that, and the other. It didn't happen. Well, it turns out that maybe A.J. Brown, I'm not going to say he was lying, but he was lying. He wasn't there. Let's go to the opposition's own media talking about it.
With Pete, if there's any reporter that I do respect and that's been around the city for 20 plus years and has a better rapport with the organization, it's Derek Gunn. He's like the only reporter, at least in Philadelphia, that I do trust. I'm not
only one you trust,
because he did explain he was told by someone from the Eagles that's where it all came from. So, and again, it's just one bad practice. A.J. Brown wasn't there, so what he said, whatever. It's no big deal. He's protecting the godfather of his kid. So, I mean, it is what it is. But again, it's OTA, so who cares?
Miss Gibson.
That's the gist of it. So, I'm going to disagree. I think people just really turned it into something that it really wasn't. It was just one bad practice. And again, it happens. We'll see that when training camp comes around. Jalen Hurts will have one bad practice. Everyone will freak out. But then Jalen Hurts will have a good practice, and everyone in the city is going to be like,
Here we go, E-A-G-L-E.
Ryan Craigie.
Everyone's going to be dancing and just being all...
You queued that up for you.
I was sitting on it for a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I was sitting on it for a little bit. But, no, I think it's overblown because, again, I was talking to Marcus about this earlier, and you can check Marcus out right before our show, Pro Fan Talk. He does a great job over there.
Football Thursdays on A2D.
Yes, sir. So I was talking to Marcus about it. OTAs, it's really just kind of like you experiment and try different things and work out a couple kinks here and there. So I'm not worried about it. If we're seeing or if we're getting reports that Jalen Hurts is struggling in training camp and he's not looking good whatsoever, I'll be a little concerned. But once the regular season comes around, that's when we'll really see him, because once preseason starts, it's mainly going to be Gardner Minshew and the Carson Strong show. So I'm not worried about it. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to disagree with the poll. It's only OTAs. Relax.
So wait, you agree that it's not concerning?
That's not concerning. Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
I wouldn't care either way. If Derek Gunn would have came out and said, Jalen Hurts has shown so much improvement since last year and this, that, and the third, and I wouldn't agree or disagree. So I don't think it's concerning. So I guess the way that the poll question is phrased, I agree to the poll.
Okay.
It's not concerning. I don't know why A.J. Brown, I mean, I guess he just kind of stood up for his guy. I mean, it didn't take long to figure out that he wasn't even there. You know what I mean? At OTAs.
Wasn't even there. It didn't happen.
Marcus said
you weren't there.
It's been beat to death. Is Barrett Brooks co-signed on the report? This is information that was told to them from a source within the Eagles. And it's two different ways. Whatever side of the Jalen Hurts fence that you're on, you can use this as more ammunition to say why he won't be the guy and why he will never be the guy.
All right. So, as they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay. It's practice. We
we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
We talking about practice. Not a game.
Not a game. We talking about practice. And it's funny because I don't know where Philadelphia is tonight. Philadelphia. Usually I say Philadelphia 3 times. He's in here. I'm trying to figure out where Philadelphia is because he sent me, it's so funny. He sent me a picture of Jalen Hurts with a caption, if OTA Jalen Hurts shows up, we go into the Super Bowl. We go into the Super Bowl. Maybe he meant that the Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl. Is it possible that's what he meant? When he said we go into the Super Bowl, that it was going to be maybe that's it. Okay, that must have been it. Okay. Mark, I have a question for you. Do you remember who the quarterback was in 1981? 1981 should have been Danny White, James. I'm pretty sure it would have been Danny White because Danny White took over for Roger Staubach, or it may have been Gary Hogaboom was in there at some point. I would have been a freshman in high school. Speak of the devil, hey there, damn Gina. Is damn Gina up in here? Did I miss Gina? Carolina Cowboy, who cares about oh, come on now. Now Carolina Cowboy, you know that he's family. Okay, up there we go.
Da-da-dun.
Damn, Gina. Gina, you missed it, girl. I said happy anniversary. Okay, happy anniversary to you and Mike and everything else. Congratulations on 1 year together. That's a long time. That is a long time. Funny how you roast the other team's quarterback when Dak is a bus driver. John Mooney. I know you're not talking. John. I know you're not talking about John, I think, aren't you an Eagle fan? Talking about a bus driver. Are you actually comparing Jalen Hurts and saying that Dak Prescott is a bus driver? If Dak Prescott is a bus driver, Jalen Hurts, well, he's driving a rickshaw. Okay? He's bicycle carrying people around. If Dak is a bus driver, your boy Hurts is got a rickshaw. Okay, I think that's what you call it. Is that what Trey? The in China they got the bicycle where it carries people around. It's called a rickshaw, right? Okay, yeah, rickshaw. That's what Hurts is driving in. If Dak Prescott is a bus driver, Hurts is a rickshaw driver. How about that? Dak is a bus rider, not a bus driver. Oh, Johnny boy. Oh, come on, Johnny. Johnny. Seriously? One thing you cannot talk about as a Washington football fan, a Washington Commanders fan is quarterbacks. You ain't got the room to talk about nobody's quarterback. Nobody's. You got, oh my God, you got sad Carson Wentz. Okay. Did you see him get clowned today by J.J. Watt when they came out with the J.J. Watt action figure and he had the sad Carson Wentz face? Johnny boy, let me give you a taste of your guy. Just a taste there, Johnny boy. Boom. There you go. So come on. Come on, Johnny boy. Seriously, you got that guy. That's your guy. Okay. You can talk about your team and the defense and the quarterback. Shh. There's a curse against Washington quarterback. Do I need to go through the list? Do you remember getting Donovan McNabb? Because they said, oh man, we're gonna get a veteran quarterback in here. Man, we're gonna get ourselves a veteran quarterback. You paid him $45 million for 1 year before it was cool to pay quarterbacks $40 million. Oh my God, John Mooney. if that helps you sleep at night, buddy, that Wentz has a ring. Did he have a statue there at the stadium? Did he have a statue? Oh, okay. All right, okay. Just checking. He got a ring in his third team in 3 years. But you went from Donovan McNabb, Mr. Chicken McNugget, right? Oh my goodness, it's Jobu Sports Report fan. Oh, long time no see. How are you doing? What's up? Oh my goodness, welcome back. And Tracy, what's up, Tracy? After Donovan McNabb, you said, you know what? We're done with the veteran quarterbacks. We're done with them. We're going to go get ourselves one of the top quarterbacks. We're going to give up 3 number ones and a 2 to get RG3. RG3! Oh, man. I remember they said when they drafted RG3, they were set for the next 10 years. I believe that was 2012. So wouldn't that be like right now that they wouldn't need another quarterback? That they would have been good for the next 10 years? Isn't that what they said? I thought that's what they said. But after that messed up, they did have Kirk Cousins. They didn't keep him. They paid him $45 million for 2 years. And he said, I'm out of here. I'm out of this cesspool. Okay? Because they got Alex Smith. They said, oh, we'll go back to a veteran. Alex Smith, he was a former number 1 pick. He's done great things at Kansas City. That's the guy that's going to take us. And wow. He played like ass and then got his leg spiral fracture. The curse of the Washington Commanders strikes again. And for 2 off seasons, he rehabilitated. In the meantime, and in between time, they drafted Dwayne Haskins in the first round. We said, we're done with veterans. We're going to go back to the young guys. And that, unfortunately, rest his soul, did not work out too good for him. After that, they said, you know what? We're going to go back for a veteran again. We're going to go get Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's been on a whole lot of bad teams his whole career. He never gets hurt, and he didn't get out of the first game. So now, Johnny boy, when you look at the highway that is littered with quarterbacks' careers literally just falling by the wayside, Carson Wentz, who has had all kinds of injuries, more fumbles than anybody since 2016, who is now on his 3rd team in 3 years, you somehow believe that this is the guy that's going to turn it around for you, right? Am I correct on that? Am I correct?
I knew it would happen, Mark. I knew it would mother humping happen. I'm pissed off, man. I'm frustrated because it pisses me off. Because that little bitch boy Carson Wentz, fat as hell last year, couldn't run, eating donuts between snaps. This guy comes in phenomenal shape. Phenomenal shape. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't you come in last year phenomenal shape? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Because Doug Peterson wanted him to stay in the pocket, so he told him to get bigger. But Carson, he didn't get bigger the right way. He got fat. So now, everybody's like, oh, Phil, you're crazy. He ain't fat. He's always been like that. He just stinks now. I said, no, he's fat. He's going to go to Indianapolis, and you watch, he's going to come in perfect shape. Perfect shape. What happens, Mark? What happens? Carson Wentz comes in, he looks 30 pounds lighter. My God, he looks thin. It's ridiculous. Now he's going to go out and light it up, and I'm going to have to watch that crap. Oh, boy.
Okay, Johnny boy, you know what? I'm not going to bust your bubble, okay? I feel good about having Carson. You know what? For a team that has gone through so many quarterbacks, having Heineke as your starting quarterback, you should feel good about having Carson Wentz. You should feel good about having Carson Wentz. Go ahead. Feel good about believe me, I'm happy that you got Carson Wentz, okay? I'm happy that you did. We have the meats, William Tyler, okay. You're fat. Oh, man. But anyway, again, it's exciting now because you realize that on the 20th, the Raiders open up their training camp. On the 20th, that's only 4.5 days away. And when you look here at the clock, we got 54 days, 22 hours, 44 minutes, and 16 seconds until kickoff. Guys, it's coming hard and fast, okay? It's coming hard and fast right now. The season is upon us. Now, of course, the Cowboys, it doesn't look like, I know Brian Green, the mailman, we were hoping that Catboy was going to deliver, but it doesn't look like he's going to deliver on Anthony Barr. Cowboys have now signed 2 journeyman linebackers. More than anything else, I say, I want to know why Jason Campbell trashed Washington, John. He trashed Washington because they had the good old Chuck and Duck offense. You know what Chuck and Duck offense was? That's when they hired the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier came in here, football is nothing but pitching and catching. He spent half his time out on the golf course because he thought this is going to be like college. I got the cream of the crop players and everything else. We're just better than everybody else. And Steve Spurrier was so crazy. They had a preseason game against the 49ers in Osaka, Japan. Osaka. And in that game, they won like 48-3 and ran it up. He was like, it's nothing but, football ain't nothing. And all season long, as they were getting their ass kicked, all he says is, well, if we can just get back to playing like we did in Osaka, we'll be okay. Dude, it was preseason. People aren't playing hard on preseason. Come on, man. Preseason? That's nothing but...
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
About practice. But yeah, that's why. Because the Chuck and Duck offense, literally Jason Campbell was getting killed. The offensive line, it was, as soon as he got the ball, he was so worried about who was going to be the guy that was going to clean his clock. Because they were coming from everywhere. So as they called it, the Chuck and Duck offense, that you throw it and you better duck and hit the ground because somebody's coming for your meats. That's exactly how it was. Hey, Cowboys, how you doing tonight? That must have been during the NFL Europe days. Eric Williams, I'm hoping for the best. You know what? Here's what you do, John Mooney. Hope for the best, but expect the worst, and you will never be disappointed. This is why the Eagles have set themselves up for resentment. So here's the thing. I'm not going out here saying, the Cowboys, we're definitely going to win the division. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to be, super. No. Because once you put those expectations out there, if you don't meet them, then you're a failure. You got Philly 500 last week. Now, I know he was suffering with COVID, but still. And, maybe the COVID now, it attacks the brain cells or something. He literally said the minimum will be that they win the division, and the ceiling should be the NFC Championship. That's what Philly 500 just said this week. I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe it was Wednesday. You done put it out there that we are going to, whoa, you ain't heard that from me. You ain't heard that from me. John, you do realize that this is a Dallas Cowboys channel, right? There are, my man Rio, he's like a Washington Commanders YouTuber. He can answer all your Washington questions. Okay? We here to talk about the Cowboys. The Cowboys, okay? Now, I appreciate, you coming on the show and, spending the time and stuff, but I'm not here for the Commanders. It's just okay? All right? Eric Walls, how are you doing? Go Stat Prescott, go Stat Prescott, go Stat. Boy, we got all the trolls in here. Well, you know what? I tell you what, get back to me when Hurts actually has some good stats. And when they actually can beat the Cowboys. How about that one? Okay? I just love it how guys without a quarterback will come in and try and trash the Cowboys. I just love it. I love it. The Giants will be bad. Well, we can all agree with that one, John. Casey Stewart, what's up, Casey? How are you doing tonight? Down there in Memphis, Tennessee, what's up? I'm always talking Eagles. Oh, my God. I've been talking more Washington Commanders tonight than anything else there, John. And generally speaking, you want to know the enemy. And I view the Eagles as the biggest threat. I'm sorry, I don't view you as the big threat. Like I'm sorry, I just don't. Blue Virus, what's up? Thomas, hey, okay. I'm sorry, I lost in the chat here. Happy Friday to you, Casey Stewart. Ben DiNucci. Yeah, Eagles, that's the last time you beat the Cowboys was with Ben DiNucci. And you almost lost that one. Dak crumbles. Dak crumbles against good teams. And you got Carson Wentz? You got Carson Wentz. So John, so basically, John, you're admitting that your team is ass then, right? You're admitting that your team sucks ass because he don't seem to crumble against you guys. Is that what you're telling me? I think that's what you're telling me, John. Talk is cheap. Games have to be played. I agree with you 100%. Eagles aren't a threat. They will lay an egg. Reven S. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to go that far away. I'm going to still say they've got a great defense. They've got a really good offensive line. And they have a quarterback. They do have a quarterback. My lady got me one of your football racks for my birthday. Great work. DM 920, when did she get it? Well, definitely. Hey, well, I'll tell you what. Email me DM S920. I'll hook your brother up on those. Okay, I'll give you a great deal on it. Mooney or Moreau? I do miss Mike. But you know what? I'm happy. Dennis, you sure are concerned. You asked about Mike before I even went on. Where's Mike? Before the show even started. Sounds like you got ulterior motives. Mike is having a good time with his girlfriend, his fiance, damn Gina, and I ain't mad about that. Dak driving a tank, not a bus. Woo, I like that. It's Jobu Sports Report fan. It's crazy how all of these trolls, the fact that we actually have Washington Commanders trolls in here coming trying to talk like they got a quarterback when they got Carson Wentz. And these Eagles, although the Eagles, I still have yet to see Philadelphia. Is Philadelphia okay? I have literally said his name about 8 times and I have not seen him. Oh, your birthday was on the 11th. Well, happy belated birthday there, DMS 920. Mark, we own the Eagles just like they did us when they had McNabb. Yeah, true. We do own them. We own everybody in our division. But somehow our division rivals have a tendency to say Statcock. Statcock, is that what it is? Or Dink and Dunk Dak, or Dak is a bus driver. Well, that bus driver is running right over your ass. Your ass has just been run over. Okay, yeah, you've been thrown under the bus and everything else. Dak haters are on another planet. You're right about that. John, I don't even know how much, you don't even know that much about Carson. Okay, can we get away from the other teams? I'm just like, we need to get on to the Cowboys, but we got all these.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
real haters.
It's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you like a born a hater, you know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats think they hate, but man, I mean, I'm mad, you know, I'm mad at everything.
I'm just mad. These haters just mad.
Car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke and ain't got nothing like me. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
Yeah, real hating is all about. Okay, so today was the deadline. Today is the 15th. Oh, Lordy, John Mooney. Give it a rest, dude. You had injury. Everybody had injury. We had injuries. We had our running back with a torn PCL, our other running back with a torn plantar fasciitis, our quarterback with a strained calf, a messed up shoulder, and an ankle that was literally falling off. We had Tyron Smith, okay? Tyron Smith, who always misses a few games. We had the penalty magnet and Connor Williams, okay? You're leaving, John? Well, John, don't let the door hit you on the way out. But we appreciate you being here, buddy. Good luck to the Washington Commanders. And here's one for you on the way out for your quarterback. Gen G? Mark is a low-key Eagle fan?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
What would ever make you think that I was a low-key Eagle fan? Samuel Rowe. Mark, you give Eagles too many props. Eagles are hot shit. Damn. Okay. All righty. Okay, moving right along. Dalton Schultz. The 15th came and went. The Dallas Cowboys did not get a long-term deal for Dalton Schultz. Mark Hutton, what's your thought on wide receiver Lamb, Washington, and Tolbert? Mark, let me finish with the Dalton Schultz, and I'll actually give you my thought on it because I actually had a great thought today and didn't do a video about it. I think the Cowboys, because they've done so many big contracts that have not necessarily paid dividend, that they're welcoming the opportunity to have a wait and see with this one. You think about Jalen Smith, because the thing about the Cowboys is when they get screwed on something, they stay away from it completely. You could look at the Greg Hardy, Brandon Carr situation in free agency where they spent big money to try and improve the team, and they stayed away from it until 2020. And then they kind of said, well, we're going to get our feet wet, and we're going to go for the Gerald McCoys, the Emerson Griffins, the Dontari Poes, the Clinton Ha-Ha Dixes, and none of those guys worked out. So now it's just like, no, we're not going to mess with any of these, name free agents. We're only going to go for average guys. And so you start thinking about Jalen Smith's contract and how bad that blew up in their face. You start thinking about Zeke Elliott's contract, and you may never see a running back get a contract that big again. You just may not, because unfortunately running backs, they just get beat down. And mind you, all of those who say that Zeke Elliott is washed up, understand since 2016, Zeke Elliott has more yards than any running back in the NFL. Over 7,100 some odd yards. I'm not ready to say that guy is done just yet. You look at him right now, after coming back from the PCL injury, he looks to be in good shape, okay? Okay, now, my thoughts on Lamb, Washington, and Tolbert. I think a lot of people are sleeping on James Washington. James Washington was kind of in the doghouse with the Steelers, and if you think about last year, Big Ben looked like he was my age. Big Ben looked like old Ben. Big Ben and a passing game was really non-existent with the Steelers. The thing with Dak Prescott, and I've said this before, there's two types of women out there, okay? Two types of women. You have some women that the clothes make her look good, and then there's other women that look good at anything, okay? And see, you have some quarterbacks that look good with certain receivers. You have some quarterbacks that make other receivers better. And when you look at what Dak Prescott has, and we've been able to compare apples to apples between Derek Carr, who now all of a sudden Colin Cowherd thinks is a top 10 quarterback, better than Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, and all that. But if you look at Amari Cooper's numbers with Derek Carr versus with Dak Prescott, the numbers were better. Now, what will be cool is it won't be cool if it is, but if Deshaun Watson actually plays this year with Amari Cooper, it'll be interesting to see how the numbers go with Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson, because we had Randall Cobb, who played with the bad man, who looked like his numbers had tailed off for the last 4 seasons, gets left on the roadside as garbage. The Cowboys pick him up, and all of a sudden he's making his highest pass receptions yardage per catch in his career with Dak Prescott. He leaves there and goes with Deshaun Watson, and it goes back to where it was with Aaron Rodgers. He goes back to Aaron Rodgers, and it's still 3 yards less than it was with Dak. If that holds with James Washington could be doing real damage. Let me say that again. James Washington could do real damage. Now, I was thinking this morning, looking at some pieces of CeeDee Lamb's working out. CeeDee Lamb's working on his footsteps. CeeDee Lamb is working on his roots. CeeDee Lamb's been working out with Dak Prescott, which is the first time in an offseason that they've actually been able to work really together. First year rookie, COVID. Team had a shortened training camp, no preseason games. Second year, Dak Prescott's recovering from the shoulder, from the ankle. He's not working out with CeeDee Lamb. This year is the first year that they've actually been able to work together. Now, here's the thing that I find interesting. And maybe I'm wrong on this. But generally speaking, you have one guy that is the number one, and then you have other guys that are supporters on the role. You think about the playmaker, right? That was our stud. He was our stud. You had other guys like Alvin Harper that were more of the role players, but you didn't have like two guys that were battling out. It's kind of like you have Batman, and then you got a supporting cast of Robin. You didn't have two Batmans together. You don't put two Batmans in the Batmobile together, right? You got Batman, you got Robin. You got the head guy, you got the supporting role. You got Michael Jordan, you got Scottie Pippen. Well, Scottie Pippen had to be the guy. He couldn't be the guy. Okay. I think for Amari Cooper to leave will be the best thing for CeeDee Lamb. So CeeDee Lamb can thrive and be the number one, where he can have it as his team. We didn't draft CeeDee Lamb in the first round knowing we needed help on the defense for him to be Robin. We drafted him to be Batman, damn it. Batman. Okay? So I believe getting out of CeeDee, because a lot of times you get into the groove of things. And I think that's where CeeDee Lamb will be getting into the grooves, knowing I am the guy. He's going to love the spotlight. Him and Dak will get that repertoire. They've had the time to work out this offseason. So I believe he will be good. And I think that Jalen Tolbert will be another guy. To me, the fact that Dak started getting to know him before the draft and starting to set the standards with him and working with him, and that guy being hungry, I think he's actually going to be pretty good. I think that he may actually play a lot early in the season and not relinquish that role. I really believe. I might be crazy, but I'm telling you, I believe that. Dante, Yolanda, what's up, Yolanda? Boom. Shout out to Yolanda Fletcher, another one of the lovely ladies. Let me say this about my son, Kyle Pizzle. Okay? Pizzle, if I had $1 for every time Kyle Pizzle said he was leaving YouTube, I'd have a fistful of dollars. Okay? Now, he's not technically leaving YouTube, okay? He's evolving. He's evolving what he's doing. He's actually going to be doing more horse racing and betting and things like that. I'm not mad. You know what? I'm not mad at somebody evolving and changing what they're doing. I think what it really boils down to is the Giants have been so bad for so long. They have been so bad for so long. I don't know if you guys realize it. The New York Giants have lost more games than any team since 2017. So when you think about the Jets have won more games since the New York Giants have since 2017. The Jacksonville Jaguars have won. Marley Greens, what's up? The Jacksonville Jaguars have won more games since 2017 than the New York Giants. The New York Giants have not beaten the Dallas Cowboys since 2016. It's hard out here for a New York Giant pimp. It's just no fun. It's painful if you're a New York Giant. I hate to say that, but they got no chance in hell. They are truly ass. And I can understand. You know what? Our team sucks. I need to change what I'm doing. So hats off to Cop Pizzle, recognizing that, Daniel Jones is no Eli, that Barkley has been a bust, the coaching carousel that they have has been terrible, their GM ruined any talent that they had, and Daniel Jones, of course.
Oh, Danny. One of Danny. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. I just sat there saying, don't fumble it.
Let's go. Rasheed, look. You know you're. Hold it.
Oh, my God.
Daniel Jones, 12 of 18, 150 yards, 1 TD.
On a quiet day, like
According to Rasheed, they probably have a dominant quarterback.
Who?
Just reading the comments.
Who has a dominant quarterback?
Not you.
I know.
That's you.
Shout out to everybody who's come in to watch our live stream here today. Hope you've had a good time. I've had a really good time. We have been live for...
Come on, Danny. One of Danny. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. I just sat there saying, don't fumble it.
Rasheed, look.
Oh.
You know you're... Hold it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do that to you. See, Rasheed don't even show up anymore. Rasheed is just literally like, I just can't do it anymore. Holy shit, Mark. That means we have beaten them 10 straight times. Yeah. The last time they beat us twice in 2016, Dak Prescott's rookie year, and they have lost every time since. Hard to believe. So I can understand, Pizzle. And I ain't mad at him. Okay, so where were we? Do the Philly Five. Oh, you guys want the jokes tonight. Okay. Where is... Here we go. Cowboys chasing losses. Okay.
I fire Howard. Fucking fire him. Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot! What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass. He's stupid. I fire his ass. I fire his ass. I mean, Howie's got to be stupid. What are you doing? You just let Dallas take him.
Alrighty, so we've had fun tonight with you. Okay, I've had fun with the Washington fans and all. Ava Hoggood says her friend Tristan Langston is the senior vice president of the Washington Commanders. Woo! Okay, Ava, you go, girl. I actually want to talk about something that is not really with the current team, but I believe it's truly has a lot to do with karma. And that is...
Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camp, the off-season, the training camp.
Oops. I kind of messed that up, didn't I? I kind of messed that up there. But all I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Let me say this. I am a true blue. In fact, let me get over here.
James Harris.
Jimmy Johnson, let me first say congratulations.
Damn, I'm just messing. I am literally just messing up tonight.
Watching that live on television.
Let me try and get this right here. Okay. I am a true blue, diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. Okay. In the same way, I am also married to my wonderful wife, Tracy. And Tracy and I will both admit that there's certain things that we're not crazy about with each other. You know, there just is. And that's true in any relationship, even with your kids. You love your kids to death, but there's some things that you just want to just wring their, as my mom would say, wring your little neck. That's what my mom used to always say. She loved me, but there'd be some things that you would do that you just don't like. And this is the Dallas Cowboys. Sometimes with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones does some things that you just don't like. I don't like Catboy and his whole reluctance to spend money on free agents and bring in talent. To look at it and say we are so close, but yet we're not going to do it because of whatever reason. You're just a stubborn old ass. And Jerry Jones, always wanting the spotlight, and his ego has destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. And I remember, oh God, last year it was so, oh my God. You know, I wish it had been more popular. But last year at this time, I was getting ready for the Hall of Fame. 3 legendary Dallas Cowboys. 3. Cliff Harris, Drew Pearson, and Jimmy Johnson going into the Hall of Fame that same weekend. That was incredible to me, an experience that I will take to my grave, going to Drew Pearson's after party and seeing the greatest of the great of Dallas Cowboys. Rayfield Wright, who, rest his soul, passed away a few months ago. Seeing Bob Lilly, seeing Randy White, seeing Charles Haley, seeing Tony Dorsett, seeing Roger Staubach, seeing all of these greats there coming together. The Hall of Fame, there's only 300 and some odd players out of the, say, 100,000 that have been part of football. For Jerry Jones to try and steal the thunder from Jimmy Johnson, to say, hey, you know what? You're going to be in that Ring of Honor there. I mean, the Ring of Honor is cool. But in comparison to going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, becoming your brother and equal as a legendary figure, I'm sorry. Jerry, you did that all for your own ego, trying to take the spotlight away from him. And then to renege on that. Now let's be clear here. Every Hall of Fame former Dallas Cowboy is in the Ring of Honor except for 2. 1 being Primetime, and you could kind of say, yeah, I can understand Primetime not being in the Ring of Honor because he was only here for a few years. He was a hired assassin. He was here for 1 Super Bowl. But for Jimmy Johnson not to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, after what it meant for this team to be rebuilt, I'm not saying that Jimmy Johnson did this all by himself, but I got to tell you, the results of Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones together in that short window versus the 26 years without him, you got to say that Jimmy Johnson was pretty important to getting this team together. And I think, this is my own thing, my own belief in karma, that until Jerry Jones becomes a man of his word, that the football gods are never going to smile down on him. It's time to put Jimmy Johnson in that Ring of Honor. And I thought the perfect time was in that playoff game against the 49ers, knowing the rivalry that was the Cowboys versus 49ers during the 80s. And that's an opportunity that was truly lost because of Jerry Jones's ego. And now this whole wishy-washiness of whatever it is, you know, I don't know about him being, you know what? Until you do right by me. I'm trying to remember. Ladies, help me on this one. The color purple. Until you do right by me. I can't remember the rest of it. Damn it. And Dallas Sports 1977, they should be as well in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But the problem for the Cowboys is there's so many that are in there that you've got numbers of, I mean, you've literally got the 77 Cowboys. You've got so many, it's hard to keep putting more and more on there. I think they'll be there eventually. I hope it'll be before they go. Harvey Martin, of course, who's already gone, who they say had 23 sacks in one season. Devarius Moore, shout out to you, 31 months. So we need to do a drawing tonight. And I need to go over to the other desk and get all these put in here. But what I want to do, because we are so close to the beginning of the season, and as we go through and we keep bringing in journeyman players, because that's what we do. We bring in journeyman players and try guys out and things like that and see who sticks and who doesn't. In some regard, that's what Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson did. They brought in a lot of guys. Not all of them stuck. But they found a few here and found a few there and were young enough that they put the team together and they won. And in some regard, that's kind of what we're doing now. And I want to go to this. I haven't played it in a long time, but this is one of my proudest moments because I'm going to go through and I'm going to get these in the hopper, and then we're going to give away Randy White. All right? Listen into this.
You're up, and then James Harris.
Jimmy Johnson, let me first say congratulations on getting into the Hall of Fame. Watching that live on television, that raw emotion was just beautiful. I have so many questions for you. I think about the only way I could get them in is to get a cooler of beer and head out and go fishing with you.
Hi, Mark.
But leaving the University of Miami and coming to the Dallas Cowboys, and at that time they were basically broke, busted, and thoroughly disgusting to watch. Having gone from the pinnacle
Thank you, Ava.
to the depths, what was that like? And the second part of this question would be, I played football at JMU with Charles Haley, and knowing the character that he is and all the personalities that you had with the Cowboys, how were you able to mold them and keep them focused on the grand prize, which was winning?
Well, first of all, people look back on it and they say it was an easy decision to leave University of Miami. But we had gone through 4 straight seasons where we played a national schedule and been on national television every other week and only lost 2 regular season games. And so we had a powerhouse football team, and I knew it was going to continue that way because we had a great, group of talent. And then going to Dallas, Tom Landry is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Mm-hmm. But they had 3 straight losing seasons there at the bottom of the NFL at 3-13 because they just didn't have any talent. And
gotcha, Joanne.
There were some older players that helped us, in winning our Super Bowls. But a lot of it had to do with, I brought in Tony Wise, my offensive line coach, and he put together what is considered one of the greatest offensive lines in NFL history. But he did it with a free agent defensive tackle, Mark Tuinei, at left tackle. He did it with a left guard where the previous staff said get rid of him because he was too fat, Nate Newton. We took a 3rd round pick, 245-pound offensive guard. I asked Tony, I said, can you convert him to a center? He said, I'll make him into a center. So we moved Stepnoski to center. And then we took a 7th round pick, Kevin Gogan, who had struggled his early years. We moved him to guard and took a 3rd round pick, Eric Williams, at right tackle. So, those players hadn't developed, but Tony Wise was able to develop them into a great offensive line. And so, the combination of having some great assistant coaches and acquiring a lot of talent with 51 trades in 5 years, we were able to win that Super Bowl. So it was a great feeling.
Thank you very much on that.
I'll follow up about Charles Haley.
Yes, he was a character.
He was a character, but he is one of my favorites. Charles and I developed a great relationship after a few rocky roads there early in
Miss
his
Gibson.
career at Dallas. We had a couple of run-ins, but we really got together. Really, he came in my office after I had berated him a couple of times at one of the ball games. And he said, Coach, he said, if you will just get on to me one-on-one in your office, he said, I'll do anything in the world for you. I love playing for you. He said, but just don't embarrass me in front of the other players. And I said, Charles, I may not always be able to do that, but I'll try. But from that time forward, we had a great relationship, and he was a big part of us winning Super Bowls.
Thank you very much. And how about them Cowboys?
I should have trademarked that.
Should have trademarked it.
James Harris.
You were 100%. Okay, so that, yeah, I couldn't remember the whole quote. Until you do right by me, everything you even think about is going to fail. And that's how I feel about Jerry Jones. Because, it doesn't make sense the way we always lose. We do great in the regular season. You look at it and say, man, the Cowboys are one of the best teams out there. They're 12-5 last year, and and you got a home playoff game, and it comes down to all of these penalties, and it's always some crazy play where you feel like the rug was just pulled out from under you. It's bad enough to lose, but to have this bad taste in your mouth every time, to think about seeing the official spotting the ball and the clock running out, to see the catch, no catch, and having to deal with that agony all off season, to see Aaron Rodgers, after you go down and take the lead, Aaron Rodgers with a miracle pass down the sidelines where his team gets away with a hold, and an impossible catch that ends up beating it. It's not just that we lose. It is like you've been bitch slapped when you've lost. And I believe that honestly is the football gods, and because of karma of what he's done with Jerry Jones. With Jimmy Johnson. And maybe I'm crazy, but it doesn't make sense for us to have had as many great players as we've had. To have, you just got your package? I'm glad to hear that, Ava. Sorry it took so long to get that stuff squared away. Hope you enjoy those. But it just doesn't make sense, and I believe it all goes down to karma. Like I said, I'm just a crazy old guy who's superstitious and things. But in the meantime, we are going to give away the print autographed by the Manster, Randy White. Cowboys forever. I fell in love when I was 8 years old. It was my first time playing football. Go Cowboys. Long live Jerry Jones. It's absolutely unexplainable, disgusting. But isn't it, though, Dallas? Nobody has had so many heartbreaking losses that are literally agonizing. It's almost like, how many times literally we're in the fourth quarter, we've got a lead, and in my mind I would think, how are we going to lose this? We're going to come up with some crazy reason, some crazy rule, some crazy play that beats us. I mean, Tony Romo with the snap in Seattle. That's how we lose it? The catch, no catch? Aaron Rodgers down the sidelines? It's like that it's where they put the dollar in front of you. Oh, so close, so close. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's karma. All right, we reaching in. I'm stirring up. I'm digging deep. Dallas Sports 1977 says, I say the same thing. Okay. We got one. Try and keep the rest of those from falling out. All right. Bam. My buddy Big Wade. Big Wade is a winner chicken dinner. Big Wade, you haven't cut your hair, have you, Big Wade? Because I know you said it had been years. It's long. You got the serious dread. I mean, not dreads, but you got the serious hair on there. Why are you surprised? Room had some stupid, dumb players. Just opened it. Very nice. Glad you like it, Ava. Cool. You know, we try. We work hard with the shop. We work hard with it. Big Wade is our winner chicken dinner tonight. So that's where we are, guys. We're 54 days away from kickoff of the season. We have made it through the long off season just about. We got a week and a half. Mark, please let me go off on Sunday. Mark, please let me. You can go off on Sunday, Vado. No problem. I've got to go to my daughter's tomorrow and help move some stuff. So I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be on the road early in the morning, and probably we'll be leaving to come back Sunday morning. So I'll be back. I got to be back by 5 o'clock to do our stuff. Romo's the best undrafted. Killer Keeve. I would say we got a Hall of Famer that might disagree with you on that one, in Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson, who was just put in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, was also undrafted. But that's just me. I've said so many times, completely agree with you, Mark, karma is real. Jehu, I'm telling you. Jerry Jones, just like, until you do right with me, everything you think about is going to fail. And that, well, he hasn't had everything else fail, but the thing that he covets the most is that Super Bowl. Mark going to live stream while carrying something. Carrying what? I'm going to be live streaming while I'm carrying something? All right, so with that being said, I need to get back on and redo the shot glass thing, because my man sent me, somehow his picture got deleted on it, and I need to reset it. I apologize, my man. I will get it put on before Monday. Kramer Malone, we got the curse of the great Bambino. Only Jerry can fix the karma. I have to agree with you on that one. Mark, can you make a plaque of the football guard? Oh, the football gods. I can do that, yeah. Congrats, Wade. Marley Greens, I hope you're right. I hope that Dak Prescott does get that Super Bowl ring at some point. Dallas Sports, just email me, cowboysmark94@gmail.com, and we'll get you hooked up. David Wiley. David, we're getting close to the season, buddy. Are you ready to get your grilling on? You ready to get them chicken wings and stuff going? Because the season is not far away. Marley Green, moonshine is on. All right, James, I'll see you on the fireside there. All right, so let's get our shot glasses ready. You guys got your shot glasses? Boom. I think what happened is I think I've got the wrong, I don't have the latest one up, and I'll make sure I get it taken care of. And I know Lucky Gardenia, she needs to send me hers. Miss Gibson needs to send me her picture. I think David Wiley needs to send me his too. My email is cowboysmark94@gmail. cowboysmark94@gmail.com. J-Hoove, that'll be perfect on the Thrive. As always, everybody, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, for all the support and everything else. And yes, our gravy, we will be going to training camp. We will be landing in Los Angeles August 1st. We'll be there practice on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. And we'll be headed back home. So that's where we're going to be. I cannot wait for training camp to get here. Can't wait for the players to be out on the field. But we're going to turn out the lights because this party's over. I got to get up early in the morning. There's Philadelphia. Wow. He believes they will be above water. Okay.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year.